I divorced my husband after I realized he had slowly been isolating me from everyone I loved without me noticing. It started so quietly I didn't even register it. Caleb and I got married when I was 27. He was charming, attentive, always checking in on me. It felt like love. It felt like safety. For the first year, I thought I hit the jackpot. My friends adored him. My family liked him enough, and he always said the right things. I thought I'd married someone who actually listened. Then little things started shifting. He'd say things like, "Your mom is kind of exhausting, don't you think?" Or, "Why does your best friend always need your attention?" Always in a soft, concerned voice. Never outright rude. Just planting seeds. When I'd go out with friends, he'd text every 15 minutes. "Everything okay? You still safe? You think maybe it's better if you head home soon?" If I said I wanted to stay longer, he'd reply, "Wow, didn't expect you to choose them over me." It was subtle, so subtle. Then one night, my sister invited me to her birthday dinner. I was getting ready when Caleb sighed dramatically from the couch. I asked what was wrong and he said, "Nothing. Go have fun." I mean, I thought we'd spend the night together, but clearly I'm not a priority. I stayed home. That's how it always went. One favor after another, one guilt trip after another, one missed event at a time. Eventually, my family stopped inviting me because they were tired of the last-minute cancellations. My best friend stopped calling because she said talking to me felt like trying to get visitation rights. By year 3, it was just me and Caleb, and I thought that was love. I thought I was lucky to have a partner who wanted me so much. Then things got darker. He started controlling what I wore. "That dress is too tight. That shirt makes you look desperate. You don't need makeup. Who are you trying to impress?" If I disagreed, he'd pout for hours or sleep on the couch. If I cried, he'd tell me I was making a scene. One morning, he came into the kitchen holding my phone. He said he noticed my passcode had changed. I hadn't changed it. It was just glitching, but he stood there silently, waiting. I told him the code and he typed it in, then scrolled through every message, every contact, every notification. "No secrets in a marriage," he said, handing it back like he'd done me a favor. After that, I stopped using my phone for anything but work. I stopped texting anyone first. I stopped trying. The turning point happened last December. My brother had emergency surgery after an accident. My mom called, crying, asking me to come to the hospital. I told Caleb I needed to go. He didn't even look up from his laptop. "We have plans tonight." I said on Caleb my brother might not make it. He snapped his laptop shut and stood up slowly. "If you walk out that door, don't expect this marriage to look the same when you come back." I just stared at him. My whole body felt cold. I said, "My family needs me." He said, "And I don't?" I went to the hospital anyway. My brother survived. I stayed overnight. When I came home the next morning, Caleb was sitting at the kitchen table, drinking coffee like everything was normal. He didn't speak to me for 4 days. 4. When he finally did, it was to say, "You know you abandoned me, right?" I stared at him, trying to understand how he could possibly twist it like that. That night, he took my phone again. I asked him to stop. He said, "If you weren't hiding anything, you wouldn't care." He took my car keys after that for safety reasons. I realized I wasn't living with a husband. I was living with a cage. The final straw came 2 months ago. I'd been secretly seeing a therapist on my lunch breaks at work because there was no other time he wouldn't monitor. She told me to start writing things down, just for myself. Dates, comments, moments, a record of what was happening to me. I kept a small notebook buried in my work bag. One night, Caleb came into the bedroom holding it. I had forgotten it in the car. His face wasn't angry. It was calm, too calm. "So this is how you see me," he said. "You think I'm a monster." I didn't say anything. He dropped the notebook onto the bed and said, "If you ever speak to another therapist again, I'll make sure you regret it." His voice was flat. Not loud, not violent, flat. That was scarier. I slept in my clothes that night. I didn't dare close my eyes until he did. The next day, I left work during lunch and drove straight to an attorney's office. I filed for divorce. I used my work address for everything. I used a coworker's spare room for my mailing address. I told my boss what was happening. She let me leave early for appointments anytime I needed. Caleb doesn't know yet. He hasn't contacted me in 10 days because he thinks I'm punishing him with silence. I'm staying at a hotel under my maiden name. My coworker bought me a burner phone. My sister calls every night just to make sure I'm alive. I look in the mirror now and barely recognize myself. But for the first time in years, I'm breathing without permission.